Tied up. Davenport, she will send it over the net. They set it up, looking to get it over. Still up in the air here for the running Eagles, though. As that's Cruz. Cruz now. Guards underneath it. Beardsley looks to get it over with the left hand. Still up in the air here for Life University, though. They send it back. Watson. Losey sets it up, looks to get it over Patterson, and that's down for another kill. Point will go to the Firehawks.
Once again, another mean kill.
The guards are back to serve once again. She will send it over the net. They set it up. Here come the running Eagles. Cruz sails long. Point back to UTS again. Now 4-2.
Change out the volleyballs.
Garza once again. They send it over, looking to get it. Ward will send it, and that will go towards the running Eagles bench. That point will go to Life University.
That was obvious where that was going to go.
Looked like it came off the hands wrong. They look to get it over Jarvin. They set it up, sending it over. That is Kraft. That's blocked back. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Now 5-3 here in this second set. Cruz looking for the kill, still up in the air here for the Firehawks, though. Kraft looks to track it down. She will just send it back over the net, and they set it up, looking to get it over. That is Watson.
Great save.
Garza with the diving save, looking to get it over. Kraft off the shoulder of Davenport. Nothing she can do about that one. Point goes to UTS again.
That was a nonchalant kill.
There's nothing you can do about that one. There's Beardsley. Sends it over the net. Cruz looks to get it back. Blocked back. And out of play, though. Point will go to the running Eagles again. 6-4. As they look to get Ward with her first kill of the game. 7-4 is the score now.
A great fake.
Kraft back to serve here for the Firehawks. 7-4 in this second set. Here's Kraft. She will send it over the net. Davenport. Harder daughter. And Beardsley with the diving save. Still up in the air. Norris looks to find a hold of defense. Davenport as they look to get it over. As they will send it back. Jarvin. Harder daughter once again. Sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks again.
I honestly thought she got a finger on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. Very close. Kraft. Back to serve once again. She will send it over. Davenport. They set it up. Cruz looks to get it over. That is Vega with the kill. Point to the running Eagles.
That was mean.
There's the serve. Gets it over the net. They set it up. Ward looking to get it over. Able to do so. It's Garcia looks to get it over. Norris, that is. And looking to track it down is Life University. Irby will send it back. Kraft. Mlosey looks to get it over. And still up in the air here for the running Eagles. That's down for the kill. Harder daughter with the kill. Now cuts the lead down to 2.
Say, don't let them come back.
Garcia back to serve once again. She will send it over the net. And that one sails along towards the back corner. That point will go to the Firehawks after another service error. Olivia Ward to serve. She'll send it over. And that one is in. Service ace for the Firehawks. For Ward with that one. Now 10-6. Here's the serve. Looking to get it over the net. Here in the middle. Looks to tip it over. Beardsley gets a hand underneath it. Norse. She will send it over. Jarvin. And looking to track it down. That's Garcia. They'll send it back over. That's Cruz. Beardsley. Pelosi looking for the kill. Still up in the air here for the Running Eagles, though, as they will just send it back over to the Firehawks. Sends it toward the back corner. Garcia towards the net. It's going to be a fight for it. And block back, still up in the air. Garcia once again back and forth, and that'll be our play point for the Firehawks.
That's a heck of a set.
It was.
Someone's got a neck cramp.
Here's the serve from Ward. And that's another ace for the Firehawks, and the Firehawks start to come alive here. And we're going to have a timeout here by the Running Eagles. They trail by 6. We're back here on the Sports Network.
There's no job too big or too small for Gonzalez Lawn and Landscapes. Owner Chris Gonzalez works hard to make your commercial or residential properties one of the neighbors will envy. You won't find a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. We offer mowing, landscape removal, small construction jobs, and more. Our team is licensed and insured to ensure the best work for Lawrence County and surrounding areas. Your satisfaction is our goal. We won't leave until you're happy. Call today to set up a free quote.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as the Firehawks going on a little run here. They lead 12-6 here in this second set.
Gotta get hard at the right time.
And don't want to go down 2-0. As Firehawks putting up a fight here, force the Running Eagles to take their first timeout. Here's Ward to serve. She will send it over, and that one goes long. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Not what you want to see if you're a Firehawk fan. 12-7 subs. Thompson will come in for number 18. Egator. Thompson, she will send it over the net. Beardsley, they set it up, looking to get it over, still up in the air, and we're going to say point for the Firehawks. 13-7, so back to 5. Jarvin will check back in for Life University. And Malozzi will send it over the net. They set it up, looking to get it over, able to do so, and Irby with the kill. Garza couldn't do anything with that one. 13-8. Subs back in once again. They're going through them left and right. Rivera and Watson into the game. As they get it over the net. Malozzi sets it up. Back to Beardsley once again. Garcia able to track it down. Irby times it up and is in off of the corner official. Point will go to the Running Eagles again.
Put it in no man's land.
Always aiming for that back corner. That's what they tell you to do. If you got a full head of steam. Rivera again. She will send it over. Beardsley. They set it up. Norris looking to get it back. Still up in the air here for the Running Eagles, though. Watson times it up, sends it over. Beardsley looks to save it, able to send it back to the Running Eagles. Watson going for the kill, and sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks. We'll go back to serve. And floats. It looks like a rainbow that came through. Watson going for the kill, blocked back and off the Firehawks. Another kill for Life University, 14-10. Several subs in. Davenport, she'll go back to serve. Garcia out. Vega in. Davenport will send it over the net. Losey sets it up far side. Kraft going for the kill. Still up in the air here for the Life. And point will go to the Firehawks. Kill for Kraft once again. 15-10 is the score. Garza to serve. She will send it over with the right hand. Sails long. Good awareness there by Jarvin to not try to go for that one. Gets lead back down the floor. Jarvin to score. She will send it over. And that's a tough break there, Graham, as it hit the speaker. And it's now 15-12. Jarvin looks to get it over. Cope. Losey sets it up. Ward going for the kill. Rivera able to track it down, though. They get it to the far side. Watson, she will just send it back, though. Garza. Losey looks to get it over. Ward finds a hole in the defense. Give it to the Firehawks, 16-12. There's the serve, and that'll be short on that. Beardsley not able to get it over, and that'll be a service error for the Firehawks. Cuts the lead down to 3. Cruz will go back to serve. And she will send it over and sails long once again. Point to the Firehawks, and much needed point there. Tried to open their lead back up. Kraft will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Davenport sets it up. Hard to daughter. Blocked back. Nobody able to do anything with that one. That was Malozzi with the block. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Opens it up to a 5-point UTS lead. Here's Kraft. Gets it over the net. He set it up. Able to get it over. That is Vega. Norris tracks it down. Malozzi, she will send it over the net. Still up in the air. Fight for it. Fight at the net. And Norris tips it down. Point for the Firehawks again. Now 6-point UTS lead. Running Eagles still have one timeout here in this set, while the Firehawks still have both of them. Kraft once again, she'll send it over, sends a rocket. That's Cruz. Gives it to Vega, and that's another rocket. The kill for Vega. Garcia will go back to serve. She will send it over the net. Kraft fight for it at the net. Garza with the diving save. Here's Ward going for the kill, and that's another kill. 20-14. Firehawks 5 points away from taking this second set and tying it up one apiece. Here's Ward. She will go back to serve, gets it over the net. They set it up, and that'll be out of play. They're saying point will go to the Firehawks. The running Eagles are trying to say that Beardsley hit it and while it was going out of play, or touched it while it was going out of play. To no prevail. They look to get it over. Daughter and short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks once again. Now they're cooking something up, 22-14, and we're going to have a timeout by the Run Eagles as they trail 22-14. We're back here on the X Sports Network.
Why should you bank with Employee Resources Credit Union? We offer a wealth of services, including mobile banking, video banking, bill pay, and more. We also offer loan rates that are lower than those of our competitors. Employee Resources Credit Union has been a financial pillar since 1964, providing long-time support to members of the community. Join us and become part of the ERCU commitment. Not for profit, for service.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we are back for the second set as Running Eagles have no more timeouts here in this second set. They trail 22-14. Action back underway. Look to get it over. Irby goes. They say it was, I don't know about that one. That one looked way out of play. They give it to the Running Eagles, though. Now 22-15. Thompson will go back to serve. She will send it over the net. Floats it over. Garza, good job able to track it down. Kraft going for the kill. That one sails long. Point will go to the Eagles once again. The Running Eagles, that is. Lead's been cut down to 6. Thompson once again able to get it over. Malozzi sets it up. Norris. A miscommunication there, it looked like, by the Firehawks. Goes out of play. Able to get away with it, 23-16. Malozzi to serve once again. She will send it over. They look to get it over. Daughter. Malozzi underneath it. Garza. Beardsley times it up. Gets it over the net, sent back. Kraft still up in the air, though. And that's down for a kill for Patterson. Now the Firehawks 1 point away from taking this second set and tying it up one apiece. Rosie back to serve once again. Gets it over the net. They set it up. Gonzalez, Beardsley, Garza, Kraft over the net. They look to track it down. Irby looks to get it over, short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks, and that one will end the second set. Firehawks take that one 25-16. We'll be back here in a couple minutes for the start of the third set. We're tied up at one apiece here on the X Sports Network.
Hey, this is Phil Hooper. Get the look you want for your favorite school, church, or business with apparel from HD Ink Screen Printing in Leoma, Tennessee. Got a logo you need embroidered or screen printed? Let HD Ink give you the professional look that sets the bar in today's world. We do fundraisers and custom designed apparel and so much more. Call today, 931-201-2961, or come see us at our new shop located at 26 Ingram Road in Leoma. Remember, HD Ink for the look you want and the look you deserve.
Hey folks, you'll never guess where I'm at today. That's right, I'm at my Quick Mart store. Starting off with a fresh cup of coffee, and guess what's next? The biscuit. That was quick and easy, and I'm ready to start my day. Head on over to your favorite Quick Mart store and start your day out right.
At Smith Tax and Business Service, we offer many services. Along with personal income tax prep, we also offer tax preparation for corporations and partnerships. If you're a small business and looking for some extra help, give us a shout and we'll get you fixed up. Call Mary Beth Smith, Marion Matthews, Brooklyn Bates, or Michelle Staggs to find out how we can help you. Located at 208 Pulaski Street, phone 931-244-6633.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network is we're back for the start of the third set here in this Southern States Athletic Complex, or excuse me, not complex. This is the Curry Athletic Complex, but we are here for the Southern States Athletic Conference matchup here between the Running Eagles of Life University taking on the UT Southern Firehawks. Firehawks took the second set 25-16. On the floor, Hippings, Gonzalez, Watson, Cruz, Rivera, and number 18, that is Iggy Orchard. And for the Firehawks, it's Kraft, Beardsley, Norris, Garza, Patterson, and Malozzi. As Running Eagles will get the first serve here in this third set. As the action's back underway, Beardsley, Malozzi sets it up, Patterson back over, Norris not able to track that one down. First point will go to the Running Eagles. Here's Rivera once again. She will send it over. Beardsley. Malozzi sets it up far side. Patterson going for another kill. And diving save there. Watson tracks it down. Still up in the air here for the Firehawks, though. They look to get it over. Fight for it at the net. Still up in the air here, though. Watson looks to send it over. Garza with the diving save. Norris looks to send it back over. Still up in the air. That point will go to the Running Eagles. Looks like Rivera is talking to the head official here. I'm not sure what they're talking about. I know they're leading 2-0, so. Speaking of, she will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. They look to get it over. Patterson just floats it over the net. Still up in the air here for the running Eagles. That's off of Patterson. Point will go to Life University again. They started off on a 3-0 run. Here's the serve once again. Beardsley, Malozzi, still up in the air. Patterson. Point will go to the running Eagles, and they are off to a hot start here, 4-0. Rivera once again sends it over. Beardsley, 5-4 at the net. Patterson able to track it down. Good job there. Norris looks to just float it over the net. Diving save short of the net, though. Point will go to the Firehawks. They get their first one here in the third set. Here's the serve. Looking to get it over. Able to do so. They set it up. And nice dig there from Garza. Kraft going for the kill. Still up in the air. And nobody able to get there. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Makes it 4-2 in favor of the running Eagles now. Malozzi once again able to get it over the net. Looks to track it down. Service ace for the Firehawks. And all of a sudden it's a 3-0. Firehawks run. They trail by 1. Serve once again. And that's down. Another service ace back to back. And it's now 4-4 tied up. All of a sudden, starting off the third set, 4-0 in favor of Life University. And here come the Firehawks. Malozzi will send it over the net. Able to do so. And 3 in a row. Unbelievable. Firehawks take a 1-point lead now. Here's the serve. And just short of the net this time. Trying to go for 4 in a row. Just short on that one. Ties it up at 5. But a much needed run. It's basically now 0-0. And Davenport back to serve. She will send it over the net. Malozzi. Norris looks to get it over. 5-4 at the net. Kraft looks to track it down. Here's Beardsley going for the kill. Still up in the air here. Davenport. They set it up. Looking to get it back over. Watson going for the kill. Malozzi. As Garza, she'll have to go way out of play to track that one down and be out of play, unfortunately. Makes it now 6-5. It looks like Gonzalez has blood on her leg here. As they're going to give them time to just wrap that up. Not a big cut or anything, just a rules are rules. Once you start bleeding, you have to come out of the game. And if it's nothing crazy, they can just clean it up real quick. And it looks like that's what they're doing here. So, good crowd on hand. Several costumes I see. See a referee, Chris Farley, in the building. It looks like Bucky's costume is here as well. So good fan participation here on Halloween night in Pulaski, Tennessee. And looks like we've about got it ready. Gonzalez, she is making her way back out onto the court. And so action will resume here as Davenport will go back to serve. Davenport gets it over, and just like that, after the break there, Running Eagles get another point. They open their lead back out to 2. Here's the serve once again. Short of the net, point will go to the Firehawks, 6-7. Cope will come in for Norris, and she will go back to serve here. Here's the serve. Cope looks to get it over. Sets it up. Looking to get it back. Gonzalez. And that'll be blocked back. That's Patterson with the block. Won't go to the Firehawks again. We're tied up at 7. Here's Cope with the serve. Sends it over. They set it up. Looking to get it back over. That's Watson with the kill. That's off the Firehawks. That point will go to Life again. Here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. Kraft, Malozzi sets it up, looking to get it over. Still up in the air though. As they look to send it back, Vega has to adjust there, but able to get the kill to go down. And all of a sudden, it's a Running Eagle 2-point lead again. Sharvin with the kill will send it over. And Garza off the railing, off the, where it's connected to the goal. Another service ace for the Running Eagles. 10-7 is the score. Serve here, looks to get it over. Mosey sets it up far side. Beardsley going for the kill. Blocked back by Vega. Now 11-7. Jarvin again gets it over. Looks to set it up. Kraft up in the air, and that'll be off of the Running Eagles. Point will go to the Firehawks off of that one. 11-8 is the score with Garza going back to serve. Garza, she will send it over. They set it up, looking to get over. Watson going for the kill. Garza tracks it down, though. Malozzi. Here's Kraft, looks to send it over the net. And still up in the air, though. Send it back towards the back corner. Cope with a diving save. Garza, Kraft. And she will just send it back to Life. So that was Jarvin. Davenport looks to send it over. Back and forth they go. Beardsley looking for the kill. Still up in the air here for Life. Davenport, she'll try again, gets it over again. Firehawks still have it. Kraft going for the kill. Davenport goes out of play. Point will go to UT Southern. Here's the serve. Able to get it over the net. They set it up. Rivera going for the kill. Vega, and Cope can't get enough on that one. Point will go to Life again. Harder-Daughter back to serve. Excuse me, Harder-Daughter into the game. Back to serve will be number 20. That is Calderon. – And she will send it over the net. Kraft sets it up. Far side for Beardsley. Looks to get it over. Still up in the air, Davenport. They look you over. Hunter-Darter with the right hand. Garza sets it up. That's Malozzi and Norris still up in the air. Back and forth they go. Fight for it at the net. Point will go to the Firehawks out there. Here's Beardsley. Sends it over the net. Jarvin, they set it up. Vega going for the kill, and point will go to Life again. Makes it 13-10 after the kill. Garcia back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Beardsley. Malozzi sets it up for Norris. Excuse me, that's Ward actually. Still up in the air, and we got an injury. I believe that was Pippin. She ran into the pole there. So while they're checking on her, we'll take a break here on the X Sports Network.
Good Works at Home, formerly known as the Summit at Home, is a licensed non-skilled agency dedicated to helping you maintain your independence at home for as long as possible. Our compassionate and caring staff provide support in various areas, including dressing, bathing, personal hygiene, transportation, cleaning, and companionship. Please call our office about services, payment options, and long-term care policies at 931-762-2310. We look forward to assisting you with keeping your independence longer.
Here at Fields & Brown Barbershop, legacy means a lot. We're trying to fill big shoes left by my two uncles and my grandfather, where every haircut came with conversation and every customer left a little taller than when they walked in. The barbershop is about pride. It's about knowing your barber knows your name and your story. Come see us at Fields & Brown Barbershop, where tradition never goes out of style. 3 generations, 1 legacy, your barbershop.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network, as it was Pipping that went down for the running Eagles, as she was able to get up and couldn't put any pressure on that left ankle. So wishing her a speedy recovery. Garcia back to serve. 13-10. And she will send it over the net. Cope. Malozzi sets it up. Here's Kraft going for the kill. Goes out of play, though. Point will go to the running Eagles again. Garcia once again. And that one sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks. 14-11. Kraft will go back to serve. Cope will check out. Norris will check in. Here's the serve from Kraft. Just gets it over the net. Still up in the air here. Garcia short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Now 14-12 is the score here in this third set. Kraft once again. Here's the serve. Gets it over the net. Fight for it at the net. Norris down for the kill. Point to the Firehawks again, and it's down to 1. And with that, we're going to have a timeout taken by the running Eagles. As they lead by 1, we're back here on the X Sports Network.
If you're looking for a company that can do it all when it comes to building, look no further than Tennessee Properties. From new home builds to remodels and commercial projects, our contractors work hard to give your space a new life from planning to finishing touches. Whether it's new interiors or dirt work, they see your big picture without forgetting the small details. In the market for a new home, they partnered with Freeman Development to bring new homes to the Oak Hill subdivision of Lawrenceburg. That's Tennessee Properties, licensed and insured. Call today or visit Tennessee.com.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back after the timeout taken. The first by the running Eagles as they lead 14-13, but a run by the Firehawks. They've now closed the gap. Kraft back to serve once again. She will send it over the net, floats it over, that is. They set it up far side. Davenport going for the kill as Garza tracks it down. Norris, she will send it over the net. Sharvin, they set it up once again. Harder-Daughter looks to get it over. They set it up as Kraft, she will send it back, still up in the air. They set it up. Jarvin, a little miscommunication, able to get it over the net though. Losey sets it up. Ward going for the kill, still up in the air, looking to track it down. So that's Garcia, and hits the beam, and short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks, and we're tied up at 14 now. Here's Kraft once again. Sends it over, hits the top of the net. They set it up, looking to go for the kill, and that will be in play. Point will go to the running Eagles. Thompson back to serve. She will send it over the net. Kraft. They set it up here for Ward on the far side again. Down for the kill. That point, the Firehawks size it up once again. Patterson in. Here's the serve. Out of Norris. They set it up, and that point will go to the Firehawks. Firehawks take a 1-point lead now. They look to get it over the net, able to do so. They set it up far side Davenport, and that will be out of play. Point will go to the Firehawks again. It was just out of play. Irby going back into the game, checking in. Here's Ward to serve. She will send it over. Set it up, far side. Irby has to adjust. Patterson, Norris, Beardsley. She will send it over the net. That one sails way long. Point will go to the running Eagles again. Here's the serve. Looks to get it over Beardsley. Garza. Norris looks to go for the kill, so she'll send it back over. Garza. Malozzi. Kraft gets it over with the right hand. Up in the air. They set it up far side. Irby going for the kill. Kraft right underneath it. Garza. Here's Beardsley going for the kill once again. Jarvin. Set up Rivera. Garcia up in the air. Not able to track it down. Point will go to Life again. Here's the serve. Rivera gets it over. Malozzi sets it up. Patterson looks to get over the net. Able to do so. Hits the speaker. Good job by Jarvin to adjust. Garza sends it over. Beardsley over the net. Jarvin. Irby still up in the air. Malozzi sets it up here for Kraft, and short of the net. Point will go to the running Eagles again. They retake the lead here. There's the serve. Gets it over the net. Malozzi sets it up for Norris. She looks to go for the kill. Down for the kill. Point for the Firehawks. Malozzi back to serve. We're tied up at 18. She will send it over. Down for the ace. Another one for her. That's now 4 on the game. She had 3 in the second set. 1 here now in this one. Here's the serve. Gets it over the net. Still up in the air. Beardsley going for the kill. Looks to track it down. Can't get there. Point for the Firehawks again. Firehawks 5 point away from taking this third set. Here's the serve. And showing the net. Point will go to Life after the service error. Davenport will go back to serve for the running Eagles. They trail by 1. And she will send it over the net. Kraft. Malozzi sets it up here for Patterson. She will send it over the net. They set it up. Watson going for the kill. Still up in the air. That'll be blocked off for the Firehawks, though. And the point will go to the running Eagles again. Tied up at 20. Davenport will send it over. Beardsley, they set it up. Norris going for the kill. And is out of play. Point back to the running Eagles. Davenport still send it over Norris. Garza tracks it down back to Norris looking for the kill. Still up in the air though off the attack. Vega going for the kill. Blunt back. Rivera. Jarvin back to Vega. She'll try again. Floats it over. Still up in the air. They're looking to track it down. Watson looks to get it over. Malozzi hits the speaker. Garza. Beardsley looking for the kill. That's down. Point will go to the Firehawks again. 21 all. Cope will come into the game for Norris. Here's Cope with the serve. And that one sails long, just out of play. Point will go to the running Eagles. 22-21 is the score here in this third set. Jarvin will get it over the net. Garza. They set it up here for Beardsley on the far side. Davenport with the diving save. Look to get over Vega. Garza with the diving save for the Firehawks. Now Kraft going for the kill, still up in the air. They're able to track it down. That's Jarvin. Vega has to adjust. Cope can't get there. Point will go to the running Eagles again. It's now 23-21. Got a wet spot here on the court now. Playing it up towards the back corner. Life 2 points away from taking this third set and leading 2-1. And only need one more set to take this match. Here's the serve. Let's get it over. They set it up here for Kraft. She will send it over the net. They set it up. Here's Watson this time. And Cope. Now Malozzi. Beardsley going for the kill. And they set it up. Back and forth they go. Here's Watson. Sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks. 23-22. Garza here to serve. She will send it over the net. Rivera looks to get it over Watson. That's off Malozzi. And that point will go to the running Eagles after the kill by Watson. As down, Life is 1 point away from taking this second set. Excuse me, the third set, that is. Here's the serve from Cruz. She will send it over the net here for the Firehawks. Fight for it at the net. And that's tipped down. That point will go to the running Eagles. And that one will end the third set. Firehawks lose that one 25-22 as we'll be back here shortly on the X Sports Network.
Welcome to the newly remodeled Brass Lantern. For over 30 years, we've been serving delicious food to excellent people. Brass Lantern takes pride in authenticity, serving fresh, homemade food to please any member of the family. From mouth-watering to one-of-a-kind steaks served with gourmet marinade, to salad with our signature honey mustard dressing, specialty fruit tea, drafts, and much more. Our food is always prepared daily. Whether you come in with friends or family, you'll appreciate that fresh is better.
At Murray Regional Health, you'll find the expertise and technology available in larger cities, paired with the personalized and compassionate care you deserve. As the largest health system between Nashville and Huntsville, we have a medical staff of more than 200 physicians across an array of specialties, ranging from primary care to robotic surgery. They lead skilled teams of nurses and other clinical experts that diagnose and treat conditions with advanced technology. Murray Regional Health, where clinical excellence meets compassionate care.
The Raptor Series from Hustler Turf. A premium line of residential mowers designed with a wide stance for operator comfort, a one-piece 11-gauge steel frame and welded steel deck for added durability, finished off with premium Kawasaki V-twin power. We are Hustler Turf, and this is Hustler Country.
Mac Brown has been providing photographic services for 55 years. During that time, Mac Brown photographers have photographed children, seniors, weddings, schools, musicians, and commercial businesses. The studio takes great pride in producing quality photographs and services for its many clients. While the studio has adapted as times have changed, their goal of providing excellent photography has remained constant. For more information or to schedule a visit their website at macbrownphoto.com or give them a call at 931-762-4263. Let the professionals at Mac Brown Photography turn your memories into treasures.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And the Running Eagles. Running Eagles won that set 25-22 over the Firehawks. And As they are one set away from taking this match. Firehawks will have to win the next two to win this one. And Firehawks will start off with the first serve. It will be Malozzi going back. Here's the serve. She will send it over the net, start things off. They look to get it over. Garcia sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks to start off the fourth set. Malozzi once again will send it over. They set it up. Looking to go over Irby. That'll be off the Firehawks. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Ties it up at 1. Rivera with the serve coming up, and she will send it over the net. Beardsley Malozzi sets it up here for Norse. Over the net, Jarvin. Rivera, Irby, she will send it over. They set it up, looking to get it over. Rivera once again. On the far side, Watson, she'll go for it this time. Sails long, point back to the Firehawks. Scope back to serve. There's the serve. She will send it over the net. They set it up. Here's Watson. She looks to get it over. Gets a hand underneath it. That was Malozzi. Beardsley, she will send it over the net. Jarvin. Far side, Watson going for the kill. Short of the net. Point back to the Firehawks again. Now 3-1. Cope back to serve once again. Here comes the serve. Let's get it over. They set it up. Looking to get it is Irby, and that's another kill for the Running Eagles. Now 3-2. Davenport will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Garza. They set it up. Here's Patterson. That's short of the net, and it will be a service, or not a service, it's an error. It will be an attack error for Patterson. We're tied up at 3. They send it over. Garza. Beardsley able to get it over the net. They set it up far side once again for Watson. And Malozzi not able to track that one down. Running Eagles with another point there. Davenport coming up once again. Sails out of play on the far side. That'll be a service error. Tied up at 4 again. Serve from Garza. Gets it over the net. Rivera sets it up here for Davenport in the middle of the court. They set it up. Beardsley having to track it down with the left hand still up in the air. Davenport's going to be a fight for it at the net, and that's tipped down by Kraft. Point will go to the Firehawks. Garza going back to serve once again. And that one will be over the net. Gonzalez fight for it, and that's blocked by Ward. Point to the Firehawks again. There's Garza with the serve once again, floats it over the net. And Vega able to track it down. They send it over Rivera. Losey Kraft going for the kill. Jarvin near the scores table. Give it to the Firehawks again. Seven to 4 Firehawk lead. Look to get it over the net. Able to do so, Davenport. Vega gets it over the net, Malozzi. There's Garza. Kraft going for the kill. And at that point will go to the Firehawks again. Kraft with another kill for her stat line. Now 8 to 4. Sub coming in the game will be number 16. That is Parker. Here's the serve. Let's get it. Watson now. She will send it over the net. Beardsley. Garza. Here's Kraft. She'll look to get it over. Able to do so, Davenport. And they set it up once again. Vega. That will be point for the running Eagles. Look like it hits the antenna. Now 8 to 5 stops the Firehawk run. Jarvin, she will send it over with the serve. Garza tracks it down. Here's Kraft going for the kill. Still up in the air though. Jarvin set it up. Vega once again. Garza, they set it up here for Beardsley, looking for the kill. Still up in the air though. They look to send it back over. Vega once again sails long. And that point will go to the Firehawks again. Serve from Beardsley. Going to be a fight for it at the net. Tips it over Ward, and nobody able to get to it. And Garza trying for the diving save. It's now 9 to 6. Serve once again, able to get it over. Losey sets it up, tries to find it. Vega. Harder daughter, and that's blocked by Kraft. Point will go to the Firehawks again. 10 to 6 is the score. There's Kraft. She will send it over the net. They set it up. Cruz trying to save it. Davenport will send it over to the Firehawks. They set it up far side. Norris going for the kills, and that one will sail out of play. Point will go to the running Eagles once again. Ten to 7 is the score. Here's the serve from Garcia. They set it up here for Ward. And that'll be Norris with the kill. And that set it up perfectly. And they said it was Norris in the net. Point will go to the running Eagles. Tough break there from the Firehawks. 10 to 8. They look to get it over Garcia, and that's down for the ace. Point for the running Eagles again. Beardsley couldn't track that one down. Serve once again coming up, able to get it over the net. Losey tries to find a hole in the defense. Irby, Jarvin underneath it. Irby has to readjust, loses her footing, it looked like. They set it up here for Beardsley. She looks to get it over the net, and nobody there. Point for the Firehawks again. serve from Ward. She will send it over the net. They set it up, and that's down for the kill. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Parker into the game as well. Thompson will go back to serve. Here comes the serve. There's Beardsley. They set it up far side. Norris going for the kill. Looks to float it over. Still in Firehawk territory. Beardsley gets it over the net, and they set it up here for Irby. She looks to go for the kill. That's blocked back. Point to the Firehawks again. That's Patterson with it. Pelosi back to serve. She will send a rocket. They set it up far side. Harder. They set it up for Beardsley now. Beardsley, she looks to send it over, able to do so, and nobody able to get down to that one. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Rivera coming back into the game, so is Watson. Here's Rivera. She will send it over the net. Beardsley. They set it up here for Beardsley. Looks to get it over the net. Watson underneath that one. They set it up. Irby, she'll try for it this time. That point will go to the Running Eagles again. Looks like Malozzi came up slow on that one. Looks like she's all right, though. Here's Rivera with the serve once again as they set it up. Looks to get it over Norris. She'll send it over the net. Still up in the air, though. Jarvin. Irby. Looks to get it over. That one go far out of play. Point will go to the Firehawks as they regain the lead. Cope will come into the game for Norris. She will go back to serve for the Firehawks. Here's Cope with it. Sends it over the net. Sets it up here for Irby. She looks to get it over. They set it up here in the middle. Far side. Kraft going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point for the Firehawks again. A quick 2-0 run. 14-12 is the score here in this fourth set now. Cope once again sends it over the net. And down for the ace. Makes it now 15-12. Firehawks trying to open this lead out here midway through this fourth set. Here's Cope now. She'll send it over. Sends a rocket. Still up in the air, though. Irby, she looks to get over. Able to do so. Cope able to track it down. They set it up. Beardsley looking for the kill. Still up in the air. Garcia. They set it up here for Watson. Far side. Blocked back. And that's Patterson once again. 16-12 is the Firehawk lead now. Cope now back to serve once again. And she will send it over the net. Still up in the air. Garcia, blocked back. Patterson once again. She'll try again. They look to get over. Parker able to do so. They set it up here for Patterson. She'll go for the kill this time. Somebody trying to track it down. That was Rivera. Still up in the air. Short of the net. Point will go to the Firehawks again. 17-12. And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Running Eagles. And we're back here shortly here on the X Sports Network.
Financial advisor Scott Beasley knows time spent with family is everything. As a founder of Beasley Wealth Management, his mission is to give clients the freedom to enjoy time with family without the burden of financial concerns. A local of Lawrenceburg, Scott deeply values building relationships with clients, ensuring they make informed decisions concerning asset management, tax planning, and retirement planning. offering a free initial consultation. Beasley Wealth Management helps clients pursue their aspirations with confidence.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network, the Running Eagles have called their first timeout after the Firehawks lead 17-12 after a big run. Here's Cope with the serve, just short of the net. That point will go to the Running Eagles. Stops the Firehawk run. Garcia checks out Vega in. Davenport will also check back into the game. Here's the serve, able to get it over the net. They look to track it down. And Kraft, she will look to send it over the net, able to do so. They set it up. Rivera, Vega going for the kill. Sent back here to the Running Eagles, though. They set it up for Watson. Watson now back and forth they go. Looking to get it over the net. And now Beardsley with the kill. Point will go to the Firehawks again. Garza with the serve. Gets it over the net. Up in the air. Rivera. Vega. She looks to send it over. Garza. Pelosi sets it up. Here's Beardsley going for the kill. Still up in the air, though. And they set it up back and forth. Vega looks to get it over. Cope underneath it, though. Kraft repositions. Jarvin. Parker. And that point will go to the Running Eagles. 18-14 is the score. Here's the serve, able to get it over the net. They set it up here for Ward. Ward now, still up in the air though. Gonna be a fight at the net. Beardsley able to be underneath it. They set it up here for Kraft once again. She looks to get it over, back over to the Firehawks. Cope able to track it down, nice job. Towards the back corner, Garza. Kraft once again, she'll send it back over. And they look to get it back over. Vega, block back, point will go to the, what they called on the Firehawks. Officials are having a discussion. Both teams are calling it, and that point will go to life. And now Firehawks want an explanation why. And still want an explanation. And now they're giving it back to the Firehawks. So it was originally the Firehawks point, then it goes back to Life. They give it to Life, and now they're giving it back to UT Southern. I'm not sure what's going on. Now, the official that made the call is coming to talk to the head official. So is the scoreboard official, too. So now all the officials are coming together to talk. So this is probably going to be a while. As they're saying it was out of play towards the Life bench, but Life is saying that was out of play, but the official is saying that it was in play. So yeah, it looks like meeting is over with. Either way, we're about to see an angry coach for one or the other side, and it's going to go to the Firehawks. So they're going to give it to the Firehawks. Makes it now 19-14. So Beardsley will go for the serve, gets it over the net. They set it up here for Vega, going for the kill, still up in the air. Kraft not able to get to that one, though. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Subs into the game. Rivera and Watson out. It'll be Cruz and Hardadaughter into the game. 19-15 is the score. Here it is. Cruz sends it over the net. Garza. Malozzi sets it up here for Kraft. She's going to have to try to track it down. Able to do so. Still up in the air, though. They set it up. Looking to go for the kill. Still up in the air. Able to track it down is the Firehawks. Garza underneath that one. Here's Kraft going for the kill. Still up in the air. High up in the air trying to track it down. That was Davenport. They send it back over. Jarvin. Garza. They set it up far side. Kraft once again going for the kill. Still up in the air. Won't be able to get to that one. Point will go to the Firehawks. 20-15 is the score in the fourth set now. Cope out, Norris in, and Kraft will go back to serve. Here's Kraft, able to get it over. Still up in the air. Vega sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks again, 21-15 now. Lead's opened up to 7. Live's head coach thinking about taking the final timeout in the fourth set. Here's Kraft. She will float it over, just over the net. Davenport able to track it down. They look to send it over, able to do so. Garza sets it up here for Ward, going for the kill. Still up in the air, though, here for the Running Eagles. They're going to try again. Gets it over. Fight for it at the net. Goes out of play, though. Point will go to Life. Garcia back to serve. Here's the serve, able to get it over. That was Garcia with it. Norris now. She looks to get it over the net and down for the kill. Point for the Firehawks again, 22-16. Ward will go back to serve. Here comes the serve, able to get it over the net. Set it up here in the middle, going for the kill, able to track it down. Still up in the air, though, fight for it. As the Running Eagles have it. Beardsley now sets it up, tries to find a hole in the defense, gets a hand underneath it. Still up in the air, though. Both teams going back and forth. Ward. They set it up far side again. Norris going for the kill this time. Garcia tracks it down. They set it up, going for it, and that one sails out of play. Point will go to the... they say that Ward tipped it, and they're going to give the point to the Running Eagles. It's 22-17. Thompson back to serve. She will send it over the net. Beardsley off of her chest, and that point will go to Life again, 22-18. Thompson with the ace, 22-18, floats it over the net. Still up in the air as they set it up here in the middle for Patterson. Patterson sails long, and he goes down a 3-0 run here. 22-19. Life is cut down into the Firehawk lead. As they will send it over the net. Beardsley sets it up. Norris going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point for the Firehawks again. 2 points away from taking this fourth set. (23-19) is the score now. Losey will go back to serve. And we're going to have a whistle here. And Life called a timeout before the serve. So with that, we'll be back here on the X Sports Network.
Pat's Cafe and Catering has been proudly serving customers in Lawrenceburg since 1987. For 4 generations, our family-run cafe has served up delicious breakfast and lunch favorites with friendly service and a welcoming atmosphere. We also offer full-service catering and can help to make your next party or event a success. For great food and friendly faces, visit us today at Pat's Cafe and Catering.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we're back after the timeout taken by Life University. Their final timeout here in this fourth set as they trail 23-19. As Firehawks trying to win this set and take it to the fifth and final set here in this matchup here in the Southern States Athletic Conference game. Malozzi will go back to serve. She will send it over the net. Still up in the air here for the Running Eagles, though. They look to send it over. Nobody there. Point will go to Life University. 23-20 is the score. Subs into the game. Garcia back to serve. Excuse me, that's Rivera going back to serve. She was just getting the ball there. Here's the serve, able to get it over. Beardsley. Malozzi gets it over, a block back though as they send it over. Going to try again, Kraft, she'll just send it over. Still up in the air here for the Running Eagles. They look to get it over. Watson tips it over. They set it up far side. Norris going for the kill. Still up in the air. Those, they set it up still. It's going to be a fight for it at the net. Nobody there. Point for the Firehawks again. Or excuse me, the Running Eagles, that is. 23-21. He's been cut down to 2. There's the serve. Gets it over the net. They look to get it towards the back corner. Still up in the air. Nobody there. Point for the Firehawks. 24-21. It's now a set point for UTS. They look to get it over. That's Cope. Up in the air. They look to track it down. Rivera. Garcia gets it over the net. Sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks, and that will end the fourth set. Firehawks win that one 25-21 as we're coming up with a fifth and final set here on the X Sports Network.
Are you tired of missing out on family life just to be treated like another truck number? Since 1986, Southeast Carriers has been a family-operated business based in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. Value it above all else. With our large number of dedicated lanes and our friendly staff, we are able to evenly divide your home time with the amount of time you spend on the road. We offer multiple benefits with large company pay now starting at $20 per hour, all while keeping a small company environment. For more information, visit our website, southeastcarriers.com, or check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
Arts, crafts, stationery, journals, books, educational toys, wrapping paper, devotionals, greeting cards, and much more can all be found at Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg. Shop local to find the perfect gift or have a custom gift basket made for just the right occasion. Paper and Thread has a party room now available for birthdays, classes, and so much more. We could go on and on about all the neat things you'll find at Paper and Thread, but you just need to hop in your car and head down there. 106 North Military Avenue in Lawrenceburg is where you'll find them and discover what makes Paper and Thread awesome. That's Paper and Thread in downtown Lawrenceburg, 106 North Military Avenue, just north of the square.
A&M Medical is Lawrence County's newest medical clinic, specializing in urgent and primary care. Practitioners Andrea Bain and Meredith Hutton bring years of experience and compassion to keep you and your family healthy. A&M Medical features a separate well waiting room to meet your needs. Visit today and ask about A&M's weight loss program and telemedicine services. That's A&M Medical, located at 2367 Highway 43 South in Leoma, Tennessee.
Looking to buy or sell in Lawrence County, Tennessee? At Corbin & Company Realty, we know this place because we live here too. We are locally owned and deeply rooted. We treat you like a neighbor because you are one. Trust the team that does local best. Check out our listings like this lush 4.56 acre tract with a 3-year home, large shop building, and a year-round creek. This is just one of the many hidden gems we discover for you. Call Donna today at 931-629-5228. Corbin & Company Realty LLC, Summertown's only real estate firm.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we are back for the 5th and final set here in Pulaski, Tennessee, on the campus of the University of Tennessee Southern. Firehawks won the 4th set 25-22 as looking to pick up another Southern States Athletic Conference win. Life won the 1st set. Firehawks won the 2nd set. The Running Eagles won the 3rd set, and UTS won the 4th set. So back and forth they went, and it's come down to a final 15 points, 5th set coming up. Firehawks will be back in action tomorrow as they will host Bruton Parker in another conference matchup. So quick turnaround here for UTS. Life will get the first serve here in this 5th and final set. Looks like everybody's ready to go. Rivera will go back to serve. And here it is, looking to get it over the net. Beardsley, they set it up here for Norris. Norris down for the kill. First point will go to Firehawks in the set. Mosey back to serve. As they're looking for the ball here, it looked like, I think it went under the bleachers. Here's the serve over the net. Rivera sets it up. Here's Irby going for the kill, and that one's in for the kill. We're tied up at 1 now. Davenport will go back to serve. as they get it over the net. Fight for it. Patterson down for another kill. Point for UTS. Cope will go back to serve. She comes in for Norris. Here comes the serve. Gets it over. And another ace for Cope. Now 3-1. Here comes the serve once again for Cope. Floats it over the net. Rivera has to set it up for Watson. Blocked back. Point goes to the Firehawks again. Give that one to Kraft this time. 4-1. Cope with the serve, gets it over the net, dug out, here up in the air. Patterson with the kill this time. Makes it 5-1 in favor of the Firehawks. And we're going to have a timeout by the Running Eagles. Their first here in this fifth set. We'll be back here on the Exports Network.
For decades, First Class Charter has provided high-quality motor coach transportation services to the Tennessee Valley. With numerous safety and cleanliness accreditations, First Class Charter is ready to make your group trip a reality. Contact us today by visiting firstclasscharter.net. First Class Charter, the official motor coach company of the North Alabama Lions.
Going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we are back after the timeout taken by Life University. They trail 5-1. Firehawks starting off hot here in this fifth and final set. Cope back to serve once again. And she will send it over the net. Up in the air, Rivera looking for the kill. Parker that was. And up in the air, still Kraft. She'll go for it this time. And it's in the back corner. Point will go to the Firehawks again. 6-1. Here's the serve once again. Cope sends it over. They set it up far side. Vega going for the kill. That one blocked out of play, though. Point will go to the Running Eagles, and a much-needed point to stop the Firehawk run. Jarvin will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. They set it up far side. Beardsley has to adjust off of Watson. Point will go to the Firehawks after the air. And there'll be a kill on the stat line for Beardsley. Here's Garza back to serve. She'll get it over with the right hand. Jarvin. Vega sets it up. Watson. She'll just send it back over to the Firehawks. Malozzi, she'll send it back over. Davenport, nobody there to save it. Point will go to UTS again. Good awareness there by Malozzi. And we're going to adjust sides here. That's one thing they do in the college level once it comes to the fifth set. They do switch sides, so midway point that is. Firehawks came to this game 10-9 overall. The Running Eagles came to this game 11-9 overall, so pretty similar records, but the Running Eagles are 7-5 in conference play, while UT Southern is an even 500, 6-6. So this would be a big win, and if the Firehawks can come away with it, they'll sweep the season series. Davenport, Jarvin, Vega looks to get it over, able to do so. Here's Garza Kraft going for the kill, and just sails a hair long. Point will go to the Running Eagles. As Cruz will go back to serve. And she will send it over the net. Set it up far side. Here's Ward, floats it over. Still up in the air here for the Running Eagles, though. They set it up. Davenport will send it over. As Garza underneath that one. Here's Beardsley, floats it over the net. Still up in the air, though. They set it up far side, going for it. Blocked back, nobody there. Point for the Firehawks. 9-3 is the score. Here's Beardsley. She'll send it over. Jarvin, Cruz. Here's Vega going for the kill. Down for the kill. Point will go to the Running Eagles. 9-4 is the score. Here's the serve from Garcia. Garza underneath that one. They set it up for Kraft. She has to just able to get it over the net, though. They send it back. Beardsley underneath that one. Malozzi sets it up for Kraft. Far side, floats it over the net. Still up in the air. Nobody there. Miscommunication. Point for UTS. Norris in for Cope. Kraft once again. She'll send it over. They set it up. Won't be able to get there. Tipped, though. That's Garza. They're tracking it down. And Kraft, she'll send it over. Garcia. They set it up here for Irby. Going for the kill. Norris underneath that one, though. It's going to be a fight to net here. That was Cruz. Looking to get it over. Garcia tracking it down. Good job by the Firehawks. They set it up once again. Norris having to readjust. And that point will go to Running Eagles. Nobody there for the Firehawks. Thompson back to serve. She'll send it over. Here for Ward. Ward going for another kill. Tipped up. Thompson underneath that one. They set it up here for Irby. Looking to go for the kill. Still up in the air, though. Set it up once again. They'll try it. And blocked once again. Fight for it at the net. Back corner. Nobody there. Point for Life, though. I believe they said Malozzi was in the net. So now 10-6. Thompson back to serve once again. She will send it over. Beardsley sets it up. Here's Ward getting it over the net. That was Cruz. Thompson here on the forward side. Harder daughter, and that one is outside the antenna. That's 11-6. Ward now back to serve. And we're going to have another timeout taken by Life. They use their final timeout. We'll be back here on the X Sports Network.
I'm Mike Keith, and my friends at Elliott Johnson Insurance have a great partner in Auto Owners Insurance. Auto Owners makes it easy to get life, home, car, or business insurance. Let Elliott Johnson Insurance find the Auto Owners policy that makes a difference in your life. Call Elliott Johnson Insurance at one of their 3 locations, Florence, Loretto, and Lawrenceburg. Elliott Johnson Insurance, moving forward for our clients every day.
going the distance with local sports. This is the X Sports Network.
And back here on the X Sports Network as we are back. Final timeout taken by Life as they trail UT Southern 11-6 here in this fifth and final set. Ward will go back to serve for the Firehawks. Here's Ward, gets it over the net. Jarvin, they set it up, looking to get it over. That's off of Kraft. That was Parker with the kill. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Rivera will go back to serve. As they look to get it over, able to do so. And that one sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks again. It's now 12-7. Firehawks 3 points away from taking this set and the match. Here's the serve once again, able to get it over. They set it up. Here's Watson going for the kill, and that one is off the chest of Malozzi. Point will go to the Running Eagles. Here's serve once again. That's Davenport with it this time, and an ace for Davenport. Makes it now 12-9. (12-9) is the score. Firehawks still have 2 timeouts. Davenport, she will get it over the net. They set it up. Here's Norris going for the kill. It's going to be a 5-point at the net. Garza underneath it. Norris, she will send it back. Still up in the air here for the Running Eagles. Vega sends it over. Kraft tracks it down. Garza sends it back over. Back and forth they go. They set it up once again. Watson floats it over. Still up in the air, though. They send it towards the back corner. Davenport still up in the air. Parker now. And they're going to say point for Life, as I'm not sure. I didn't hear a whistle or anything. So I never heard a whistle. Now it's 12-2. Excuse me, 12-10. Now 12-10, we're going to have a timeout taken by UTS. They're first. We'll be back here shortly on the X Sports Network.
Working with Gina was great because she really knows this area. I gave her the specifications of what I was looking for, and she took me right to my forever home.
I met Gina when she sold my son's home within 5 days after it hit the market. With my home, from the day the sign hit the yard to the day we signed the papers, Gina was there every step of the way. Her involvement in the sale of my home was the best decision that I made.
We never felt like Gina was pushing us to make a deal with a buyer. She knew what we wanted, and she worked diligently to get us the best offer for our properties.
Working hard for my clients to make their dreams come true. Let me work for you.
And back here on the X Sports Network is we are back after the timeout taken by UTS. As it's 12-10. Firehawks putting on some pressure, the Running Eagles putting on some pressure on the Firehawks. Here's Davenport with the serve. Just gets it over the net. Still up in the air, though. A save by Patterson. Norris with the kill. As it's now 13-10. Cope will check in. and we'll go back to serve. Here's Cope. She'll send it over. Davenport tracks it down. They set it up. Here's Vega going for the kill. That will go to the running Eagles. A kill there. 13-11. Jarvin back to serve. She will send it over. Kraft. Malozzi sets it up here for Beardsley. She'll have to adjust. They get it over Jarvin. Over the net. Beardsley. It's hung on the net. Rivera. Vega looks to get it over. Malozzi. They look to track it down. Garza. Kraft going for the kill. Block back. Point will go to the running Eagles again. (13-12). 1-point Firehawk lead. Kraft. Garza. Kraft again. Sends it over. They send it back. Cope underneath that one. Malozzi. They set it up. Kraft. Back and forth they go. Still up in the air though. Beardsley this time. She'll send it over the net. Jarvin. Here's Vega. Tipped up. Still up in the air. And going to have to track it down. Able to get it over. Malozzi once again. Kraft going for it. Floats it up. And that'll be out of play. Point will go to Life though. They say it's off the Firehawks and it's tied up. 13-13. Here's the serve from Jarvin. And that one sails long. Point will go to the Firehawks off the service error. And no, they're going to say it's in play. Or no, everybody was reacting like the running Eagles got it. So Firehawks 1 point away from taking this match. It's match point. Garza to serve, gets it over. Davenport, they set it up. Here's Vega going for the kill, and that one will be out of play. And that one will end the game. Firehawks win in 5, 15-13 in this final set as they will improve to 11-9 overall. The the Firehawks will improve to 11-9 overall, 7-6 within conference play, while the running Eagles will also be 11-9 and 7-6 in conference play. So both teams looking pretty identical as conference play is around the corner, conference tournament play is around the corner. But with that, the Firehawks